Hi there, everybody. So I wanted to show you guys today how to get a good free metal tone using Reaper. You're going to need an isolated guitar track of a good amp that you like and some sort of amp head like Emissary by Ignite Amps. And once you have those two things, we're golden. We're good to go. If you're not using Reaper, you need to download RIA FIR. It's available on their website. Links all in the description to Emissary, a good YouTube to audio downloader, a channel that has a lot of amp modeling stuff on it. Good shit. So once you have an isolated guitar track downloaded, and when I say isolated, I mean only guitar. So no vocals, no drums, no bass, only guitar. Otherwise, it's not going to work, or at least work as well. Um, Once you have it, so this is what mine sounds like. You know, it's your metal tone. Um, you're going to want to highlight it and make sure you have toggle repeat enabled. You can press R, or you can just click on the button next to the play icon thing. Once you have that, you're going to want to go to the FX track of the track that you have, the guitar, and find RIA FIR, RIA-FIR. This is going to be sort of the secret ingredient, what is doing all the work. What this is used for is, say I have background noise. I know I have a little bit right now. If I have a section where I'm not talking and you only hear the background noise, then this will say these are the frequencies that are being used by the background noise, whether that's a fan or some other thing. Anything below this line that will draw surrounding those frequencies, just mute it. We're going to be sort of reverse engineering this so that we take that frequency that it draws, the line, and using it as an EQ graph. So once you have that, you're going to want to go to the UI here, set the mode to subtract, because that's the mode that maps out the EQ. You're going to want to set the edit mode to precise, the FFT size to 1024, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, to make sure that it works, if you press space, you shouldn't hear any noise, but you should see the line show up. Then you're going to want to click on automatically build noise profile when you're ready. So you have it highlighted, looped, and then when it's ready, you're going to want to press space. You're going to hear some weird audio fragments coming through. That's normal. Just let it loop once or twice to the point where you don't hear any coming through whatsoever. So yeah, as I said, what it's doing right now is it is saying, here are all the frequencies that are being used by this amp. This is a line saying this is about those frequencies being used. I've experimented with this method. The reason why we're using FFT size of 1024, for those of you who don't know, FFT size basically says how precise this line gets. However, the higher this number is, the bigger delay there will be between your playing and the sound coming out. So if it's set to really high, you're going to strum your guitar, and then maybe a second later you're going to hear it. So that's not good. But if you set it to too low, then the process doesn't work as well and it sounds garbage. So 1024 is that perfect line between precise enough to get it to sound good, but also there's no latency delay. So once you have that set, you're going to press space again to stop it, and then untick this box. Set the mode to EQ, and now you have it so that this is essentially the average EQ graph for this guitar. The next step is to play it. You'll notice it's a lot more bass heavy. That's normal. Don't freak out. What we're going to do now is adjust the volume so that whether it's on or off, it's the same volume. You can adjust the volume if you hold down Control. You can drag this line up and down. Just make sure you're holding down Control, though. If you're not, it's going to do that, and that's not good. You don't want that. It ruins your entire line. So untick the box. That's about the same. You can also use the master volume here. I know it's clipping. It's just because the audio recording is weird, so we're just going to have to roll with it. So once you have that, you're going to want to save this as a preset. I'm just going to call this preset like testing or something. And then that's that. That's all you need to do. Up next, you're going to want to open your guitar track. So I have my guitar set up here. Open up the FX track. Find the first thing you're going to want to need is a gate, because chances are you're going to be using Emissary, and that has a lot of background hum. when you're not playing, as you can hear right now. So just set the gate. I usually set mine to be at around 70 to 80 dB negative. I should clarify. That's just going to get rid of the background noise. So like right now, this is what it sounds. So yeah, like that's just what it is like right now. Whenever I'm doing this for me, I usually use a commercial amp head like a Bias FX, because that actually lets you disable the cab, so it's going to be a little bit more controllable. But if you're on a budget, which I generally am, Ignite Amps does a great job. The next thing you're going to want to need to do is use RIA FIR. Open up your preset, and so now when you play, you'll notice it sounds pretty good. Maybe not good, but better. Once again, if you're going to be using a free amp head, it's going to take a good amount of time in order for you to really get somewhere with a tone. The next step, open up RIA EQ and just start plotting out an EQ graph. This is where it's going to rely on you and your ability to hear and detect frequencies, what is missing, what is not. For me, that takes a bit of time to do. Just always remember, you want to generally keep boosting on the amp head itself, and then cutting frequencies you want to use EQ for. Now I actually have a couple ones that I've already made to just sort of show you the point. Now these will be using Bias FX2 as the amp head, but the difference it makes can be ignored, considering that you can usually get the sound by just using Emissary. I should probably mute my guitar so you can't hear. Please excuse my sloppy playing, but yeah. And so once again, just use the EQ to your advantage. A little pro tip that I've learned: if you boost around the 75 frequency line, you're going to get a lot more bass in your tone. So for an example, this is it with it boosted. So then with it cut, it ends up sounding like this. Sweet. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Play around, find what works. Links all in the description to what you might need, what you might find useful, etc. Thank you guys so much for watching.